Go back to that massive fire in Fontana. San Bernardino County Fire saying this all happening at a pallet yard, a quarter acre of stacked pallets, and also multiple power poles that have caught fire. Again, you're looking live from SCACON. Notice the massive response. The update now is that additional things are expected to burn. This fire is expected to spread, but no evacuations have been issued at this time.
And law enforcement as well, firefighters telling people in this area to stay inside, keep your windows shut. There's a lot of smoke in the air quality is bad. But Gio, something I'm noticing here is not only is this a pallet yard, take a look at just how many cars are in this area there to the left. I don't know if those are cars of people that were possibly working or those cars are always there, but it looks like some of them have actually burned there all the way to the left. You do see multiple firefighters on these ladders here, and this pretty much surround and drowned as they're just trying to make any progress they can. In the last several minutes that we have been over this, it does look like firefighters in this area, San Bernardino County firefighters, are making some progress.
And this is on Whitcham Avenue, but to Leslie's point, you do see progress being made because, of course, the big concern here is being able to contain this fire, because you notice just how many other buildings, potential people and cars are in the surrounding area. But right now, as we zoom in, you can see just how many different avenues of containment that firefighters are working at and shooting at this fire right now.
This is a third alarm fire here. We know approximately 70 firefighters are on the ground with the San Bernardino County Fire Department. Our producer was saying we're working on possibly getting someone on the phone with us. If we have that ready, please let us know. Until then, take a look at the scene. You could see a lot of progress being made, but there are still plenty of flames. Fire crews telling us that there is a lot more to burn through. We know these pallet yards are just filled with pallets stacked, really, and those could burn for a long time. Again, no evacuation orders just yet, but at this point, fire crews just telling people, stay inside. The air quality can get really bad. You can see this from miles, despite it being dark outside. And you can see really the middle of this yard here, this pallet yard on Whitcham Avenue, does remain fully engulfed there, Gio.
And right now, we're being told we have the Fontana Fire PIO, Jeremy Kern, on the line with us right now. Jeremy, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
So we want to go ahead, and we can see live from SCACON right now just the significant response and the significant fire in front of us. But what's the latest you can tell us about what's going on right now?
At this point in time, we've been on scene for about an hour and a half now. We received the report a little after 8 p.m. this evening. And initially when our crews arrived, they had about a quarter acre of those stacked pallets, which were immediately threatening some nearby structures. That has since grown to about an acre or so, with additional nearby buildings that are threatened by the fire as it spreads.
Go ahead and tell us, you're saying nearby structures. Are those other businesses or are they homes that are being threatened?
This is a commercial area, so it's the structures and the buildings on the property itself, and it's adjacent to multiple vehicles, the stacked pallets, and as the fire spreads, that's our first priority, is to make sure that the life and the property are protected on the property and try and limit that spread. And we have about 85 firefighters with a total of about 4 alarms on scene.
Something else that we pointed out earlier was, of course, the advice from officials for anybody who may be in the area to stay indoors because of smoke, air quality issues. Obviously, we see that it's still very much a concern right now. You see that smoke billowing well up into the air and the fire still attempting to be put under control. But how long do you foresee that particular thing to be ongoing? Because we know once that fire is put out, there's still smoke going to be in the air. But do you think this is going to carry on through the rest of the night into tomorrow morning, or what's the window of time look like from your perspective?
That's correct. This is going to be overnight a significant incident for us. And as we do gain the upper hand and start to limit that spread of the fire, the overhaul operations and that air quality is definitely going to be diminished in the area. So we would advise that people avoid the area around the incident, and if they do happen to be in the area, that they shelter in place and stay in their buildings.
I am currently looking at what looks like a tow truck towing some cars out of just to the side of this pallet yard here. Is that a concern? It looks like they're still able to get into that area and work, but is some work being done right next door? Are those people being evacuated?
Yes, we set different contingencies as the fire spreads, and we'll be working with on-site property as well as adjacent property For an incident like this, it requires a lot of personnel and heavy equipment, so we'll be responding with our front-end loaders and our dozers, as well as probably hand crew to assist firefighters to start to break all that up. In many cases, we'll start to remove the fuel around it, eliminating vehicles or anything else as the fire starts encroaching onto those other surrounding properties.
Do you also know how many surrounding agencies are helping out? Because we noticed such a massive response. How many others, can you tell us, are currently assisting in efforts?
Right now, it's going to be all the area agencies surrounding the city of Fontana. In total, we have about 18 engines, 5 trucks, 4 chief officers, and 3 squads. And like I said earlier, it's about 85 firefighters, and it is all cooperators within the valley area of Fontana.
And then just before we let you go here, we know that several power poles were also caught fire in this area. We know SoCal Edison was going to make their way out there. Are there people without power right now in that area, and do you know how many?
I don't have any information on the power status within the adjacent area of the property, but that was a concern for us, and it did initially hamper some of those efforts. As we got crews in there, we had those poles that were involved. So Edison was expedited, and they should be on scene working on those hazards right now.
Okay, we're going to continue to follow this fire out of Fontana, as you see happening at a pallet yard. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Jeremy.